today is something super special. I am starting San Anto Saturdays live on TikTok. This is the first ever. I do have a very special guest with me today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
What up, everybody? It's Beedo. We're here at the Botanical Gardens. It's beautiful outside.
This is where we're at. Yeah, okay. So let's just get started. This is, yeah, I'm gonna take your phone. This is all about you today. So I'm gonna just show your face if that's cool, because I don't have a selfie stick and I'm not gonna be able to talk to you like this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Hi, Beedo. How are you doing today?
Not bad, not bad. It's a good Saturday. Had a busy week. Happy to be off work. I'm so happy to be off work.
I hope you can hear. Do you want to just...
Sure.
Yeah, you take that. That's
Yeah.
all you. You show what you please. I don't know how to work that yet.
We'll figure it out as we go. And y'all figure it out with us.
So how'd you come up with the name Beedo?
So, B has always been a nickname in my family for me, like my whole life. And I just have always been kind of an ambitious person and always kind of very headstrong and very set in my ways. And it became kind of like a phrase in my friend groups and stuff, especially in college, that like, B's gonna do it.
Hell yeah.
B's gonna do it. Like, if there's anything, B's gonna do it. And if I said I was gonna do something, people were like, ah, she's gonna do it. And so over time, if you just kind of truncate that being said over and over again, it comes down to B do it. B do. Because B gonna do it, you know?
That's good. How old are you?
I am 28.
But why do you say it like that?
Well, you know, in music, 28 is not young. And it's like, and I just started professionally making music and pursuing this 2 years ago. So I'm pretty late in the game at 28, but it's all right. I'm gonna have thriving 30s very soon.
Thriving 30s. Yes. It doesn't sound so bad when you say it like that.
It doesn't. Look how freaking beautiful it is out here. I love the Botanical Gardens so much.
Are you from here?
I am. I was born in Guam, military baby.
Oh.
But we moved to San Antonio when I was 2. So I've lived here pretty much my whole life. I did, though, move away for the last decade. And I just moved back to San Antonio in July this summer.
No shit. Where'd you
So,
go for
San
10
Marcos.
years? Oh, really?
Yeah, so not super far away, but I lived there for 10 long years.
Tell me about one of your favorite songs that you wrote.
I love all of them. They're all... I think we're gotta go back that way.
This way?
Yep.
Swing.
They're all my babies. But I will say, I think my favorite thing that I've written is UNTAMED, which is a single that I put out last year. And it's honestly not my favorite thing, like, lyrically that I've ever written. I don't think it's, like, my most impressive song or anything like that. But it, like, everything I said in it means a lot to me. And it's basically kind of like all these perceptions and like standards the society puts on women to like have to always be like on show and like, you know, like these expectations of like education, husband, family, and stuff like that I just really struggle with. And it's a 4-minute long song, so it's a long one. It's got 3 verses and a bridge, and I'm just like pouring my heart out about like
the best songs,
about like how hard it feels sometimes to like be a woman. And so yeah, like it's not like my most impressive song. It's definitely not a fan favorite for like performing because it's very long. But it's one of my favorite things I've written because I think lyrically I also killed it. So it's on my rapidy rap shit for sure.
That's super dope. I'm gonna have to check that one out. I love this.
I know. They have so many like beautiful secluded garden type spaces like this in the Botanical Gardens. So it's like you can find like a little corner to tuck off and just like sit and hang out. I love it here.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food.
Yeah, something you can eat every day.
Can I tie it? Is that a cop out?
Tie it with what?
Wings and mac and cheese. Like, those two things, I could literally never eat another bite of food besides those two things. And die a very quick death, but a very happy death.
Very happy death.
I am but a vessel for buffalo sauce. And I can't get enough. I can't get enough.
What's your least favorite food?
Ooh. See, I'm not a picky eater. You know, I can't eat quinoa though. Because I was really sick one time and I made myself some quinoa. And so, like, you know, every time I eat quinoa, I think about that time I was really sick.
Yeah.
And so it totally ruined it for me. It's the texture. It's weird.
I understand that. Where are they looking?
I have no idea. Oh my god, are they bird watching? Does he have binoculars?
They do. There's
there's multiple people with binoculars.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so cool.
My parents bird watch.
Really?
And it's so cute because they'll like make their breakfast or something and they'll go sit in my dad's office, which has a view of the front yard and like bird feeders and stuff. And they'll just sit there and talk and like watch birds and it's really adorable.
It is super adorable. That's so cute.
If y'all are watching.
Oh man. Biggest inspiration music-wise.
Music-wise, should we go? Let's go around them. I don't want to disturb their bird watching. My biggest inspiration music-wise probably has to be Tyler the Creator. I've been a fan of his since first mixtape with Odd Future. Like, I started seeing them live back in 2009, and like, been a huge fan of him specifically. But since I've been a fan the whole time, I've gotten to watch his transformation.
Yeah.
And like, as an artist, as a celebrity, and then just like his own raw talent, he's changed so much over the years, and he's like taken every change or different phase of himself as an artist and like totally just crushed it every time. Like, it's insane. And when you really find out like how much of his art he does himself, like directing the videos and like producing the beats and like all this stuff that a lot of artists don't do every aspect of that. And he kills it, and he has this vision that like you can't teach. Like, he just has this vision that you can't teach, and it's like so cool to me. Something I super aspire to be. I mean, I'm literally wearing Flower Boy t-shirt, golf wing water bottle. Things I always have with me.
That's really dope. Probably the creator. How about biggest inspiration human-wise?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's kind of a big one.
Just like of all humans.
Yeah, of all humans. Anyone.
I think probably my parents, as cheesy as
Oh
that
yeah,
sounds.
no, yeah.
They just like, they're both extremely hard workers. Like, everything that they have now, and they have just like an incredible, beautiful life now.
Yeah.
Like, they really made it happen from the ground up, you know? And like, there's nothing in their life now that you could ever say that they didn't make happen for themselves.
Yeah.
And it just instilled like a lot of independence in me and a lot of like, hey, I gotta work for what I want. Like, this stuff's not gonna come if I really, really want this thing. Like, I have to work for it. And they still, like, every day keep working towards like more goals and stuff, and it's really cool to see.
That's
so,
dope.
yeah.
It's really, really dope. So then who would you say is your biggest supporter?
My biggest supporter. I'm not just saying this, but I want to say you.
Me?
this girl right here. Okay. You genuinely like listen and pay attention to like, and you do this with a lot of artists. I see you supporting everyone all the time. And you just like really actually pay attention to what artists stand for and like what they have to say. And you put like genuine support into it, not just like, yeah, I'll just repost or whatever. Like, you like really pay attention and like try to be like uniquely supportive to people. And you've come up to me many times after I've performed and talk to me about like my music and the impact it's had on you, and like specific lines that like that you caught or whatever. And that is like, to me, because I make music for me at the end of the day. But like, it's just this huge added bonus if it happens to mean something to someone else too. So the fact that you actually come up to me and like talk to me about how my music has an impact on you and stuff like that makes me want to just keep going like so much harder. It's so good. And it's like, it's a nice reminder too every once in a while, because not that I don't have other supportive people in my life that are supporting me all the time, but like every once in a while it's nice to just have someone like who's actually like really paying attention and really like listening come and say, you know, how much your music means to them. Like, yeah, I actually answered that question recently for someone else, and that was my answer. Oh, so when you asked, I was like, oh, well. Yeah, so y'all need to get a friend like this girl right here, because she's doing shit, and like the support's unreal.
Well, I highly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Look at
Pond
this view
back here.
The ducks.
I know there's always a ton of ducks out here. Let me see if I can find any. I know, it's so cute.
Ooh, I have a bonus question.
Uh-oh.
Okay. You said your favorite food is
John had a bunch of buffalo
and mac and cheese, right?
Yes.
Least favorite food would be quinoa.
Mm-hmm.
Would you give up your favorite food to eat your least favorite food with one of your biggest inspirations?
Oh, do I have to give it up forever?
Well, I didn't think that far into it.
See, here's the thing. I can never have like an easy answer, because my gut response is yes.
Right.
Like that experience
That'd be so cool.
is worth, like, I like other foods. I'll be fine, you know, like I can find another favorite food for that experience. Right. But I also am always very aware that we put people on pedestals, especially celebrities, and especially people that we really love and aspire to be and really like find inspiration in. We put them on pedestals. So sometimes I feel like it's not the best to meet your idols. You know, because like what if they're disappointing? What if they're like real assholes or something? And then sometimes that can kind of cause you to lose that like spark of inspiration you got from that person. And that's not a good thing, you know? Like, even if you like never have that experience and you never learn that they're a jerk, right? You'll always have that spark of inspiration from them, and then that's like what you do with that inspiration and take it somewhere. So if you were to like kind of cut that off and be like, oh man, you know, like I kind of feel
a blind eye, though.
Yeah, and that, obviously there's plenty of things that we shouldn't turn blind eyes to. But I'm just saying, maybe not going out of your way to meet an idol.
Right. What if they wanted to meet you?
Yeah, I would lose my mind. I would lose everything. If one day, I swear to God, if my manager or someone in the future sends me a text, is like, yo, Tyler really wants to meet up with you. Yeah. I might never make it to that appointment because I'll die. I'll die. And the thing is, I've met Tyler many times. I met him a ton back in the Odd Future days because they weren't very big yet. And so going to shows and stuff, they were usually really, if you remember the White Rabbit.
I do.
I saw Tyler perform at the White Rabbit like 7 or 8 times back in the day. And that's an intimate venue. If you've never been there before, RIP the White Rabbit. But that's kind of an intimate venue, and he would like get down in the crowd and like come and talk to people after the show and stuff. And so I always loved how really cool and down to earth he was, and really passionate about music. And then I didn't meet him in person for years and years and years and years. And during all that time, he's rising in fame. And then the next time I actually had the chance to meet him and talk to him, I literally physically ran into him in the Golf Wing flagship store in LA.
Oh, man.
I literally, like, he was coming out of the stock room and I was walking from the dressing room to the store in LA.
Oh, man.
I literally, like, he was coming out of the stock room and I was walking from the dressing room to the cashier and literally ran into him. And I was like starstruck. And I was just like standing there like, hi. And I just felt so dumb because like I've met him before, you know, but like now because he's more famous, I feel all like awkward about running into a celebrity. So, you know, but if he like was like, yeah, send Beedo over to the studio.
Yeah.
I would lose it.
Yeah.
I would lose it, and then I would immediately write the greatest shit I've ever written my entire life.
That's hilarious.
Double platinum for Tyler and Beedo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't wait for that.
We're gonna look back at this video when it happens one day.
Remember what we were just talking about in Botanical Gardens? Look at where we are now, man.
Yeah, I'll put a sound bite from this in the song. Be like...
So I saw that you like to hike.
I love to hike.
Tell me a little bit
I
about
do.
that.
I do love to hike. It's just being in nature, man. And as much as it might make me sound like a hippie, like, it's just, there's something that like biologically happens with your body and your mind when you spend time outside and in nature. And it is like absolutely my therapy, besides my actual therapy. But besides that, it's like my therapy. And I luckily, like, my family started us hiking when I was a kid. So we used to go hiking a lot when I was a kid. And then my parents actually started training to hike the Appalachian Trail. And so they picked up hiking a lot more. And this was like maybe 5-6 years ago, something like that. So they picked up hiking a lot more. And so since they were hiking all the time, they were inviting me. I started going more often, realizing like how important it was to my mental health to spend time outside. And it's, you know, it's just like, it's a nice active hobby to like just decompress, just hear nature sounds and like, you know, be with friends or alone or whatever, you know, and just like kind of spend some time away from the day to day, because it can get exhausting. Exhausting.
Where's your favorite place to hike?
Like everywhere.
Just everywhere. Do you have a place that you want to go hike one day?
So, well, I'm trying to think, like, I'm thinking of a favorite place. Like, I have a favorite place in San Antonio, but I also have a favorite place, like, anywhere in the world.
Okay, well, let's go to San Antonio.
Friedrich Park, which is over on, like, the northwest side. It's one of the more challenging parks in the immediate area of San Antonio. So, like, a lot of hiking trails and nature walking trails in San Antonio are kind of, like, very flat. A lot of them are like paved or something, so it's not really like very wilderness, you know? And so Friedrich is like, has some pretty challenging like inclines and stuff like that, so it just makes it a little bit more interesting. So that's my favorite in San Antonio. My favorite in the world. I just love hiking Costa Rica in general. Like a decade ago, I went to Costa Rica and basically traveled from coast to coast and did a ton of hiking between the cities and stuff through the forest and everything there. And it was just so absolutely gorgeous and like so different from here. And especially since that was so long ago, I hadn't really hiked many places, and that's the only place I've ever hiked out of the U.S. At all. So far. But because of that, it was just like, it really sticks out to me because it was just very unique, you know, and like just really, really gorgeous. And I want to go back so bad.
What did you go to Costa Rica for? Just like vacation?
It was like my celebration of finishing high school.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was great.
Let's see. What are 4 things on your bucket list?
Ooh.
Do you have a bucket list?
I don't like to be disappointed. but I can think of some things that, like, let's get
Yeah.
Some things I definitely want to do. Spoiler, most of them have to do with hiking and traveling. But I really want to hike the Pacific Crest Trail, which basically goes from the Mexican border to the Canadian border. You go all the way up, and it starts, like, it's pretty much the whole west coast. And it's the mountain range that literally goes from, like, San Diego area all the way through California, through Washington, through Oregon, and everything all the way up. And I just followed this girl on Instagram whose name I can't remember now. But she just finished it. She started in April, and she just finished it. She's just been hiking the whole thing the whole time. And that sounds like a dream adventure. Like, that just sounds like the greatest thing in the world to me. In fact, I literally just recently started camping. So that I can do stuff like that, because you have to camp, you know. You have to, you know, be traveling on the trail the whole time. So I literally started learning how to camp so that I can hike more. So cool. That's a big one. I really want to visit every continent. I'll give myself a pass if I don't make it to Antarctica. It's fine, I guess.
Okay.
I'll replace it with Mars when Elon makes it happen. How weird would that be if Mars was more accessible than Antarctica?
It'd be a little creepy, like, but cool.
Yeah, so I definitely want to do that. Oh, I really want to live on the road for at least a period of time in my life. Like, convert a van or something, to something like that. Or, now that I've discovered camping, convert a van or something, to something like that. Or, now that I've discovered camping, I've discovered, car camping and, like, tents that you can attach, like, the roof of your car and stuff. And so, like, just living on the road for a period of time. It's something I've always wanted to do since I was a kid, and I've always just had responsibilities and other things in the way. But I think that's only 3, but I think that's all I got.
That's only 3. That's good. I mean, that's, like, really cool stuff. Every continent, and then
the hike. Yeah, that's what. So the Appalachian Trail is pretty much the exact same thing, but it's shorter. It doesn't go the whole span, and it's on the East Coast. So we have, like, these 2 mountain ranges in the U.S. that go on either side. So my parents are trying to do the Appalachian Trail, and I want to do the PCT because I love the West Coast so much more.
Oh man, that sounds exciting. Sounds really exciting. Let's see. So is that, I guess that's how you relax? You go hiking, or do you do anything?
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much my number one way to decompress. Like, I pretty much hike, like, at least 4 days a week.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. And I usually just, right as soon as I log off work, I just get dressed and go somewhere. Because it's just, like, my friends just joke with me a lot, because they'll be like, if I'm particularly irritable on a certain day, I'd be like, when's the last hike you went on? I'm like, maybe you need to get out in nature a little bit. Free your mind out in the woods just a little bit, and then come back and calm down.
Just a little bit, and then come back.
Yeah, so there's that. But I think other than that, I really just love doing outdoors things. Like, I love going, like, paddle boarding and kayaking and stuff like this, like coming to the Botanical Gardens and just walking around and stuff. So lots of outdoors stuff.
Okay. Name 3 to 5 of your favorite local artists. Ooh, that's a short list to me. Okay, I know. I was like,
all right.
I can't give you 20 because
that's still not enough.
Still not
Honestly,
enough.
I still know way too many amazing artists. Okay, so while we go precariously down these set of stairs, I will answer these. All right, Concept. Has to be my number 1. Amazing man, amazing person, incredible artist. Always shows up for every single person in the city, and has been literally, like, one of the most instrumental pieces of my music career so far. So shout out Concept. Apollo, because he's part of Good Herb as well, so I've worked with him a lot and done tons of shows with him. And just an incredible artist. Like, he makes hit after hit after hit. Like, every single time he puts out new music, I'm like, oh, that's my new favorite song. And, like, that's a problem. Nala, shout out Nala, who is just this gorgeous person who makes some of my favorite music because she can be real conscious, real lyrical, real funny, you know, and she has this great attitude when she performs, and real funny, you know, and she has this great attitude when she performs, and she just, and her voice is insane. Oh my God, love Nala. That's 3. Someone who's very slept on, Henry B. Henry B is so slept on. I've seen him at Hondros a few times before. Man is like pure unadulterated hip hop. Like, he is on this rap shit. And he is so talented, and his like passion for it, like he's real, like gets up to the mic and he's just real like, I'm getting this rap shit out, like real determined in his performance, and he's so good. I have a show with him on the 21st at Hondros. So if you have not seen Henry B before, you should show out to Hondros on the 21st because he's amazing and very slept on. 5. I can come up with a 5th. Big Texas. Big Texas is one of my favorite people ever. Every single time I've had a conversation with him, like talking after shows and stuff. Oh God. Oh God. These sprinklers just started on us. Oh my God, that was terrifying. Not to, you know, overshadow Big Texas here. So Big Texas, he is like just an amazing person. I love talking to him after shows and stuff. Yeah. He's like such a sweetheart and like really interesting and has a really amazing like life story and stuff. He like talks some real shit in his music. Yeah. And like it's kind of slept on because he also makes bangers. And he can get people at shows to like hype up like I've never seen people do before. And yeah, he can work a crowd so well, and he makes these amazing bangers. But when you like really listen to his lyrics, like he's talking about real shit in there. And that's like my favorite thing ever. Like y'all know I stay in my conscious bag all the time. And so when someone has some real shit to say, like I'm always paying attention. Big Texas is amazing. If you haven't heard of him, the fuck? And obviously so many more artists, but I had to pick 3 to 5.
Oh, San Antonio's so slept on.
It really is. It really is. But we're working on it. We're all trying to make our way up.
Absolutely. Favorite local food joint?
Ooh, oh man, that's gonna be hard because, you know, I grew up here, right? Yeah. So I have all these places that are my favorites from my childhood. But since moving back, I've been working really hard at like trying new places all the time because I want to get reacquainted at San Antonio now, you know? So that's hard. But I think probably Chimera, which is a ramen place on Flores, I think. And it's incredible. It's like just super authentic ramen. It's like super rich. I tried like a bunch of different types there and they're all so good, and I take everyone there whenever like that's my place I take people to when they come from out of town and we want to try something. I'm like, oh, we gotta go get ramen at Chimera. Also, I just noticed your sick-ass Rugrat sweatshirt, which I'm a huge fan of. I love the Rugrats so much.
Yeah. Who's your favorite character?
Tommy. I love Tommy. He's such a resilient little boy, you know? He just cares so much. He is like such a kind soul to his core. I don't think all babies are born kind. You know, I don't think that's a thing. I don't think babies are just born pure and innocent. Some babies are real low gremlins, you know? And no, Tommy's a real one. He's OG for sure.
I was watching, was that where they go to Paris?
Yes. Oh my God. I had that movie on VHS and like the orange VHS that Nickelodeon always had. That like made it so special.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I couldn't even cry last night. I was like,
I want to put out like a cassette one day that's that color, like off an album.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I have way too many creative ideas for albums for the amount of money that I currently have in my life. I get so many ideas for like merch and for rollouts and just like concepts in general. And I'm just never quite able to execute, and it's really disappointing that I'm not richer than I am. So if you guys want to donate to the Beedo Makes Art Fund, I'll set one up.
Yeah, for real.
Because it doesn't exist, so.
Alright, last question.
Last question.
Do you have any advice for anyone that's scared to follow their dreams?
Ooh.
I know you mentioned age before, but what
Yeah.
if age should that really matter?
It shouldn't. It
Should you at least
shouldn't.
try?
Yes, you should always try. I think my biggest advice would be do it for yourself. There's a lot of reasons that you can start pursuing something,
Right.
like anything, whether it's a job or art or whatever. And a lot of times our reasons are for like, you know, I want, you know, I need to make the music that other people want to hear, you know, or I need to do something this way so that I can achieve this thing or whatever. But if you just go into it planning to do it just for yourself, you'll rarely be disappointed because you did it the way you wanted to. And as long as you execute it that way, the way you wanted to, as long as you accomplish that, you're good. If everyone else did like it or didn't like it, that's, you know, consequential. But if you go into it just, I want to do this for me, this is something that I feel like I want to do and I need to do for myself, like, you really can't fail at that point because all you have to do is just keep doing it the way you want to, and then you're winning. And that's it, you know?
And you're winning. My advice,
just do it, and then you're winning.
Absolutely. Well, this has been a load of fun.
Amazing.
Thank you guys so much for joining. Oh my god. Hey, hi, hello to everybody. Love you guys. I love you, everybody in the comments. Oh, there's a lot of you today. Let's see. We got Ford Zines live, ISOXO, some user ending in 940 and 1972. It's been great. Thank you, Beedo, for attending San Anto Saturdays with me.
Thank you for inviting me out to the first one.
The very first
Y'all
one,
gotta
yo.
hop on 'em,
Yo,
this is just the first one.
This is the first one, yo.
This is just the first one.
This is the first one. We have so many more planned for you. I actually have one planned for you next Saturday.
Oh, shit.
Keep in for that.
Next Saturday, which is the 22nd.
22nd. I'll see y'all.
there.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all.